Hello, hello! Welcome to today's podcast called Kwarentuhan, where we talk about the roller coaster which is young life through the lenses of the Kwarentuhan host who will be introduced by Gabe. Gabe?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Gabe Lazaro, and I would just like to also introduce our fellow DJs, Denise Andres, Enrique Punzalan, and Miguel Perez. We are also joined by our audience, Moira Kioge, Justin Jimeno, Gab Ortiz, Brigitte Aquino, and Matthew Medina. So I would just like to ask you guys, how are you guys, and how has your family been?
Hello, hello. So right now we're currently moving places, so it's pretty busy lately. So I haven't been attending that many classes. Honestly, I haven't attended a class since December 14th. So sorry.
Sorry. How are you keeping up, naman?
I don't know. Trying to be worry free, not think about it that much.
Mm. Yeah,
Our
someone
fam-
was saying something.
yeah, our family was okay so far. Like I think during this pandemic, parang we grew closer. So nga, I said parang it's a blessing and a curse nga because of what's happening outside, and it's a blessing because we're all together.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
that's nice. I'm glad you and your family got closer. Anyone feels the same way, ba? Or...
Yeah, like
Just the same.
Nice. I'm glad. Any other experiences, guys?
Pretty fun, at home, spending time with my brothers who are actually my dogs, since they're really a bunch of scoundrels here at the house.
Are they
Yeah,
active
it
naman?
might be very easy for family wise, but don't you guys miss your friends? Like
True.
limited hangouts.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah,
same.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Very
Miss
but
them a
much
lot.
so.
actually, me, I have scheduled calls with my friends every Thursday and Friday, so I see them a lot and I text them almost every day.
Oo,
So
kami
yeah,
Oh, that's
rin.
sweet.
Like I keep
That's
connection with
healthy.
my friends. Like, yeah. So I think that's important to actually like still have a relationship with your old friends.
Actually,
Yeah.
kami rin, nagkaka-schedule na kami for ano. Kasi recently lang kami naging parang okay ulit kasi lagi silang busy. Kaya parang
Mhm.
every weekend, parang tinatry namin manood ng movie. Pero lagi, lagi kaming hindi siguro kompleto. Kahit 5 lang kami. Pero masaya naman.
Ilan ba kayo
Yeah.
originally?
5. Lagi kami busy.
Eh,
Oh,
well,
actually, I want to hear from DJ Denise.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Denise.
Well, since I'm still a minor, so I can't go out that much because it's illegal. So like we just
I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
Let's go near minors in this call. What are some updates about you and your online classes? Like, how are your classes naman?
well, last week for me was so unproductive, so I just kept on watching K-dramas to get by. That's all I did.
Yeah.
K-drama
naman-
recommendations to get by.
K-drama.
K-drama
Okay. I see.
by. It's okay.
Oh
Extra.
wow.
That's it.
That's
Yeah, on my
great. I'm
end,
happy.
I've been too busy moving because we're not really moving that far. We're moving to just like a unit in a different building since I live in a condo. But it's it's like more tiring than actually just moving somewhere else because we have to do everything ourselves since you can't get helpers. There's pandemic and we have to do it. Yeah. That's why I haven't
Yeah,
been that
yeah.
active with my acad lately. And then yeah, at night, I can't do anything else. But I guess I play COD at night. That's how I spend time with my friends. I see them every day.
Ako naman, I'm always productive. Like, I always do something for ACADS, especially on Mondays, because before, the schedule of my favorite K-pop group to drop their variety shows on Mondays. So I work really hard. But then, like, I just work. I do something, but it's not really that great. But I still just count it because, I don't want to think about it anymore. So yeah.
Well, at least like I know your guys' coping mechanisms. Like you guys are getting by naman well, so I'm happy for you guys. Anyone else want to say anything?
He's so sweet. Oh.
All right. If not, how about the days without synchronous classes naman? Like, do you do anything during those days? What have you been up to during those times?
Swimming. Swim.
Swimming during
Yeah.
synchronous classes?
Yeah.
Without pala. Sorry.
Without.
Sabi nung, for me, sabi nung, kasi parang unstable parang yung kalagayan ko sobrang shaky. Kasi, ewan ko kung ano nangyayari sa akin. So, sabi ni ate sa akin na mag-meditate ako. So, tinatry ko. Pero wala talagang pumapasok sa akin. So, feeling ko ginagawa ko na mali. Pero tinatry ko pa rin.
Yes, it's good. You should continue it. I feel like meditating is gonna be a really...
in you.
No.
me-
If you just keep doing it, it's gonna work. Although,
For me, if
yes.
there's like, it's asynchronous, but there's supposed to be synchronous classes and they give activities, I do it. But on days like Friday and Saturday, I normally just write or I read something. Yeah, like last weekend, I was literally just backing up my stories on Twitter, which took so long. And then I watched a movie. I watched the movie and started a new series.
During a sleep siguro ako, I just try to like work out. Usually, I work out, yes, and,
Yeah. Same.
and dance. Just
Sana all
Dance
space sa bahay.
Dancer.
Saan naman ang vid? Joke. So like, you guys have been coping well. So your mental health. Let's talk about mental health, guys. So, wait, ang abroad ng change. Oops, wait. How do I transition? So you guys have been coping well naman. So how have your mental health been?
I think the most challenging part about online classes is not actually seeing your classmates or blockmates. One of the things that you look forward to each year is the new people sometimes, those who will help you with your group mates, who you would hang out with after classes, and who you'd actually talk to during classes. And it's just not there. So one of the biggest factors for us to enjoy school is just it's gone. It's just very draining, so to say. It affects the mental health in a sense that you don't have any relationships to motivate you to study. Yeah, it's just absent.
Yeah, before the pandemic started, we were all looking forward to the campus life. I mean, who can deny that? It would have been really fun. Especially the first 2 years of college. This is supposed to be the time when, you're out there. But
We're all
no.
excited. Yeah.
For me naman, I was kind of scared about these whole online classes because I'm an introvert and I'm not very good at making friends. And then after everything that happened in my high school, I thought it was going to be really hard, especially without, face-to-face and being able to see people. But luckily, I was able to find some friends, which was really good. And now I text them every now and then.
I'm glad.
Nice.
Ako,
Go.
so
Go
like,
lang.
I'm also quite of an introvert, like Brigitte. Pero we had different vibes about like the online classes because I was kind of happy. Oh no, I was kind of happy that it's going to be online class because if it's face to face, I'd be like so anxious about everything that's going to happen, everything I'm going to say, and because it's online class, the people won't see me, so I'm not really afraid to make mistakes that much, or it's not difficult for me to approach anyone because it's just chat. They won't see my reactions in real time, so I could actually think about what I'm going to say. So for me, it's quite. It worked for
the
me.
online
It was
classes
great.
can work for some people talaga.
Yeah.
For me, I thought like online classes were gonna be easier. Yeah. But then parang nung tumagal after a few weeks, parang it was actually very draining.
Nakakawalang gana.
Yeah, nakakamad because you're
But
like
the hardest
mas
part for
really-
me the hardest part for me is group works because it's hard to get people together and you don't know when people are online. And then, yeah, it was really hard. It's really hard for me. And it's my first time being a leader, so I have no idea what I'm doing.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
Ah,
Like,
naman.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Pero, yeah, same sentiments. Especially when some members don't contribute. Pero you can't really say na parang, hey, blah, 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 you're doing. Because, everyone's having a hard time. dealing with
Actually,
the
yun
pandemic.
yung natutunan
Right?
ko this pandemic na everyone has a different plate. Kasi dati parang I was really I was really pushing my plates bigger. Parang pinupush ko lagi yung self ko dati. Pero sa ngayon, parang lay low muna ako. Iniisip ko muna yung kung ano ba talaga yung mas importante. Tapos doon ko na-realize na baka lumate nga yung plate ko, pero for a good reason. Dahil di naman tayo lahat parang pinupush dapat lagi yung boundaries and baka hanggang doon lang pala tayo. Then naka-realize ko na baka ganun din pala yung iba na parang di naman lagi lahat pwedeng online, hindi lagi pwedeng nagko-contribute lagi.
Yeah, I guess we can all agree that this pandemic really changed us, right? Like it pushed us out of our shells, and
Yes.
see this new side of ourselves.
Parang it gave us more time to reassess ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
considering especially that we're just at home, we have so much time to reflect on ourselves and we have so much time for improvement. And actually, I'm in an org, and then the number one thing that I've learned there is that everyone has their personal lives that you cannot make them feel sorry for just because they don't do their work. Because we all have something going on in our lives that we don't know. Just because they didn't do this certain work doesn't mean that you shouldn't take it against them. So it's like the same thing with the group works and things. Like you just have to be more understandable since it's online and all that.
Yeah. Everyone is affected, sadly. So, how did you overcome the sadness of this pandemic? Like, how did you cope with the stress?
For me,
Well,
actually, it's
oh, yeah,
super. Yeah, it's super. I actually had a bad time if I were to open up to this heavily. I'm not suicidal, I only have suicidal thoughts. So with that, I really think negatively, and I always think about certain scenarios on how I'm going to die. But obviously, I'm not going to do anything to let myself be that way because I really don't like. I just want the pain to go away. That's it. So basically, how I did it, I let myself give up. I let myself starve. I let myself thirst, and then I had my mom talk to me. She talked to me why I'm not eating, why am I not drinking, and then we had this heart-to-heart talk. So obviously, it's something that was super heavy on the both of us because she's my mom, and she's just concerned for her daughter. And as time passes by, there's this movie called Soul that Pixar just released, and that had
I love that.
yeah,
movie.
that had completely changed my entire mindset about how I look at life. Like if you reach this certain dream, that's just it. Like for real. And kasi like there are two ways on how you can live your life. It's a goal-based life or a value-based life. In a goal-based life, you're always looking towards a certain goal temporarily to fill in that void. Like you want 100K followers, you want to be a flight attendant. But once you reach that, you're always going to be miserable because you're trying to find that certain goal to fill in that temporary void.
That's
Whether
why
when
I
you-
think the best part of getting something is the journey, not actually. It's the struggle.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the beauty in the struggle.
Exactly. Yeah.
For me, since the struggle is sometimes hard, I always look for something that makes me happy. So that's why I'm always calling my friends. I'm always up to date with my favorite K-pop group. Yeah, to the point that I'm basically broke, but it's okay. At least I'm happy. And then that's what parang pushes me to get by.
Rainier?
Oh, ako, I have like this personal story. It's like it's kind of emotional to tell. I won't say the name na lang. So I have like this, because I'm a writer, right? So I have like friends from other regions who also wrote, who used to write, and then I had this friend, an acquaintance of sorts, and he's like so brilliant, and we always thought of him as an inspiration for others because he's always on the national levels. He's an achiever because he's also in UP, and he's really just so brilliant. And then I never really saw him like post anything about it. Then just one day, one evening, he posted like this long paragraph, and um, I don't know what to do because I didn't really reach out to him as much because we all had our own lives and we really didn't catch up that much. Then it's just so all of a sudden that person passed away because of he got defeated by depression kasi. So like it's 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 kind of like hard for people and you don't really know what they're going through, and it's I don't know, it's kind of regretful not being able to help that person. Pero just really as a reminder to not only mind yourself and to also be mindful of what other people are going through. So yeah, it's
I feel. Condolences, by the way. Does anyone else want to like share their experiences or tips on how they can like cope with the stress?
Finally nagkaroon na rin ako ng parang courage to seek out therapy. Tapos yung unang sinabi ng therapist ko sa akin, alagaan mo yung sarili mo. Kasi from there, parang ma-fulfill yung void na parang kasi I've been feeling hollow ever since. Tapos sabi nga, alagaan mo sarili mo, try mo matulog na maaga, kumain ka ng tama, tsaka ganto ganyan. And baka malay mo, umokay na rin yung state of mind mo. Kasi sinasabi ko sa sarili ko na okay lang naman talaga ako. Pero di ko pala nalalaman na dahil sa, di naman, may mga underlying factors din pala na hindi sa pagtulog. Pero na-address na rin naman pala yung reasons why hindi ako natutulog or kumakain. Still addressing it. Pero we're addressing it through taking care of the self talaga. And ayun yung parang naging priority ko. Kaya medyo bumubuti na ako.
Oh, that's great.
It's good, yeah.
Progress is good.
Well, I just want to say lang that it's important to talk about your feelings and share your struggles with others because you're not alone. No one is alone here, and that there are others who want to help you or try to understand what you're going through, and that everyone just wants to help each other. So I hope everyone realizes that lang. For me, mental health is, from my understanding, it is your mental or emotional well-being, and this issue affects everyone, not just me, because especially during these times, everyone has had to adjust to a new normal, and not everyone can cope with it as easy as others. So I guess it is important to talk about it, and for everyone to realize that not everyone is doing well, and that we only have each other, and that we should do our best to uplift each other and watch ourselves as well.
For me, mental health is something that everyone goes through, and everyone goes through it differently. And it affects me. It may affect people in terms of they won't be able to socialize and stuff. But I think it's important to find something you love, and every time you have time, do it so that your life has meaning and it's not puro akads. And also, don't forget that there's always someone there who's willing to hear your story and help you through your struggles.
Anyone else want to share?
I think we should all realize that before a student, we are our own person. We should always take care of ourselves because we won't be able to work actually if we are not well. And just a reminder that our mental health is should be strong, especially in this situation where we feel far from other people. We're just connected through the internet. So always remember to keep yourself healthy, practice yung hygiene nyo kasi it also affects your physical health as well. And just try to explore. There's this thing called going beyond your boundaries. Yes, not everyone has to go for it, pero whenever you feel empty, I think that's an opportunity for everyone to get into new interests and hobbies that you can do indoors. So, yun lang. So, outside of your academics, always remember that you have your own life, just like the others have been saying, and just have faith in yourself, just as much as your family has faith in you.
Well said.
I guess
Someone
what I
can
can
answer the
add,
second.
just really short. Oh wait, okay, well, no, what's the second one?
No, because there's a second prompt, which is, as a Lasallian, how is the issue affecting your personal identity, and as your identity as a Lasallian?
I guess as a Lasallian, this pandemic is like a test of your beliefs, faith, and everything. The values and morals that they instill into you as a Lasallian. Because it tests, how strong do you believe in yourself? You believe that someday this is gonna end real soon, and how far you can keep pushing yourself. And that's where the values come in and the morals come in as a Lasallian. You can apply that somehow or in some way where you can just keep pushing yourself to withstand and address all the problems that come with this pandemic.
Yeah, and I kind of like agree with Mix. We as Lasallians, I have like this phrase which describes who we are as Lasallians. So parang Lasallians are people who are blessed and choose to be a blessing to others. So
Yeah.
I think during this pandemic we could really see how we have relatively better experiences compared to other people who are really having a hard time during this pandemic, diba? So I think through our values, through our virtues, we should practice safely and efficiently in order to do initiatives like this podcast, about certain issue, like issue, and raise it and talk about how we can do it and such. Because in that way, we could like help other people who might be listening to this podcast, who to help them deal with their problems. So I think as the sons, those simple things, sharing like hotlines, what hotlines to call, and sharing infographics, even just the simple act of praying for others. I think those are very Lasallian things to do to help other people. Yeah.
Very helpful, yeah. I agree.
Alright, that was today's podcast. Today we talked about mental health as well as how it relates to online classes. And we also gave some advice to people that might need it. And I hope that you enjoyed today's podcast, and thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys,
Everyone have a great day.
Thank you.
always take care.